Hello, you're welcome to another episode of your weekly source of authentic business news, the B&FT Digest. My name is Lily Pearl Baba O2. In the headlines, HR experts want business owners to communicate and exhibit responsible leadership as COVID-19 has disrupted operations. Government has spent $6 billion more in Q1 to fight COVID-19. Still on money issues, the profitability growth of banks have been slashed by more than half. We will give you details. And in a very familiar news, PIAC 2019's annual report has again decried loopholes in the country's oil revenue management. Now the news in details. Some HR gurus in the country have said that for organizations to effectively manage the anxieties of their staff due to the inconveniences created by the COVID-19 pandemic, such as the fear of job losses and salary cuts, there is the need for open and honest communication as well as responsible leadership. The experts who shared their views on the 4th edition of the Ghana's Most Respected CEO's Breakfast series, organized by the Business and Financial Times under the theme Managing an Anxious Workforce During and Post-COVID-19, advocated that this is the right time for employers to show real leadership which will earn them the trust of their employees. They agree that when good leadership is shown, employers will stay committed to the organization and give their best as they will feel a natural sense of gratitude to the company. This edition marks the 4th in the series of the quarterly event and featured renowned speakers such as Dr. Hazel P. Barrett, HR and leadership experts, Hannah Ashokai Akong, HR Director, Vodafone Ghana, and Roland Tay, the Head of Consulting at Deloitte Ghana. Mr. Senyo Ajabeng, a labor consultant and arbitrator, served as the moderator for the event. Now let's move and talk about money and budgeted expenditure largely occasioned by emergency spending to contain the spread of COVID-19 has astronomically shot up the budget deficit by nearly double in the first quarter of the year. The Fiscal Development Report May 2020 released by the Bank of Ghana shows that government operations in the first quarter of this year sent the budget deficit to 13 billion Ghana cedis against a target of 7.2 billion Ghana cedis. This means the budget's deficit widened to 3.4% of GDP against a pre-pandemic target of 1.9% of GDP. This will put some more pressure on governments to check its spending and ensure the upcoming election doesn't throw its economic gains and projection way out of gear. Still on money issues, the country's banking industry could not escape the devastating effect of the COVID-19 pandemic as new data from the regulator shows declining profits growth rates and escalation in operating expenses. The banking sector report May 2020 reveals that the industry's profit after tax outturn was about 960 million Ghana cedis in the first quarter, representing a growth of 16.3%, less than half of the 37.3% growth recorded in the first quarter of 2019. According to the central bank, the decline in profits growth was mainly due to a sharp increase in operational expenses. And in a familiar news, the management of petroleum revenues still remain flawed with numerous challenges ranging from lack of transparency in utilization of funds and a deviation in the core mandate of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation 10 years on from the commercial production of oil and gas. These were among some of the key findings contained in the Public Interest and Accountability Committee PIAC 2019 annual report. Whilst the total annual budget funding amount ABFA for last year was around 2.7 billion Ghana cedis, the report said 1.2 billion Ghana cedis was utilized while the remaining 1.5 billion cannot be accounted for. And in our final story for today, the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, OMCs, has said it will not allow anybody other than the industry's regulators to have oversight of their operations. According to them, the move may cause damage to their machines. This comes on the back of an announcement by the Executive Director of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, Mr. Duncan Amwa, that his outfit will be conducting pump verifications nationwide to ascertain their effectiveness and efficiency. B&FT. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the OMCs, Mr. Kweku Ajamandia, such a step will only be welcome if the regulatory bodies, that is the Ghana Standards Authority and the National Petroleum Authority, give such an approval and accompany COPEC to the over 4,000 pumps of its members across the country. And it's a wrap on the B&FT Digest. Don't forget to grab a copy of the B&FT newspaper or visit us at thebftonline.com for more stories. You can also subscribe to the digital version of the paper. A very big thank you to all our viewers, partners, sponsors and panelists for yesterday's Ghana's Most Respected CEOs Breakfast series. A special thank you to Vodafone Business for partnering and sponsoring the event. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely weekend.